What is up, family? Welcome back to another episode of Alchemist Soul 33, the number that represents the high priest, the inner master, the journey within. If you're new here, we strip back the layers. We take the base elements of life, the confusion, the noise, and the chaos, and we turn them into gold. Today we're talking about the one thing that turns confusion into power. We are talking about clarity. Lock in. Man, have you ever felt like you were swimming through fog? You're moving, you're busy, you're grinding, but you're not really sure where you're going. You wake up, you check your phone, you get hit with 500 notifications, news alerts, text messages, social media, drama, and by the time you put your feet on the floor, your mind is already full. That is the opposite of clarity. That is noise. In alchemy, there is a concept called solve et coagula. It means to dissolve and to coagulate, to separate and to combine. That is what clarity is. It is the ability to separate the signal from the noise. We live in a world that profits off our confusion, off your confusion. If you are confused, you buy things you don't need. If you are confused, you stay in relationships that drain you. If you are confused, you scroll for hours looking for answers that are already inside you. So, how do we get clear? How do we turn the muddy water into a still, clear mirror? The first step to clarity is not adding more information. It's subtracting. Think about a snow globe. When it's shaken up, it's chaos. You can't see through it. You don't know which way is up. That's your mind when you're overstimulated. But when you put that snow globe down on the table and you just leave it alone, what happens? Gravity takes over. The snow settles. The water becomes clear. You need that stillness. For the next 48 hours, I challenge you to find 10 minutes of silence. No music, no podcast, no talking. Just you and your breath. In that silence, the answer starts to rise to the surface. The shoulds. I should do this. I should be that. Separate from the truths. I am, I feel, I want. Clarity lives in the quiet. The noise is loud, but the truth whispers. All right, you gotten still? Now you have thoughts floating around. They are formless. They are ghosts. You need to catch them. The most powerful tool for clarity is a pen. There is magic in writing things down. When a thought is in your head, it feels massive. It feels permanent. It feels like the end of the world. But when you drag it out of your skull and put it on paper, you can look at it. You can dissect it. Ask yourself these 3 questions today. Write down the answers. Don't edit yourself. Just let it flow. What am I avoiding? Usually the thing that you're avoiding is the thing that you need to deal with to gain clarity. What am I holding on to that is not mine to carry? Other people's opinions, past failures, future fears. If I knew I couldn't fail, what would I do right now? When you write it down, you stop swimming in the ocean of your emotions and you start looking at the map. This is the part where people get stuck. They want clarity, but they want a guarantee. They say, I want to start a business, but I don't know how. I want to move to a new city, but I don't know how. Listen to me. You do not need to know how right now. You just need to know what. Clarity is the destination. The path is the mystery. When you are driving at night, your headlights only show you 200 feet ahead. You don't need to see the whole journey to the other side of the country. You just need to see the next 200 feet to stay on the road. If you have clarity on the direction, the steps will reveal themselves. The universe, God, your higher self, the alchemist within, it will move to meet you. But it can't move if you are standing still, shaking the snow globe, asking, but how? But how? But how? Get clear on what you want. The how is just a series of steps you will figure out as you walk. This is Alchemist Soul 33. So we like to ground this in practice. Tonight, before you go to sleep, do this. I call it the 33 Clarity Reset. Turn your phone off. Not on silent, off. Put it in another room. Get a piece of paper at the top right. If I could only do 3 things tomorrow, what would make the day a success? Write down 3 things, just 3, not 20, 3. Then write, what is one thing I need to release to feel lighter? Circle it. Put the paper on your nightstand. When you wake up, before you check your phone, you look at that paper. That is your filter. If an email or a notification or a distraction doesn't serve those 3 things, it doesn't get your energy. That is how you guard your clarity. That is how you protect your peace. Clarity is not something you find. It is something you create. It is the result of stillness, of writing, and of the courage to let go of the need to control every detail. You are the alchemist. The fog is just raw material. Burn through it with the light of your awareness. I appreciate you for spending this time with me. If this episode resonated, share it with someone who needs to see through the fog today. Keep seeking, keep distilling, and keep alchemizing. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.